Hello everybody, welcome to Robert's Train Set, and this is the second part of that funny title I did for the last one. So in my hands are a parcel, and this is the very box that I sent off last Monday, this being the Friday of the same week. And I'm hoping in this parcel is my Class 66 Hattons repaired. I'm also hoping that there will be some documentation on what was wrong and the bits that they've had to buy or replace. So I think before I do anything, I'm going to open it up and see what's inside the box. So I'll come back to you. All right, everybody?
So here's a bit of film from my patio video, and this is where I said it was slowing down and the wheels were slipping, weren't they? And yes, they were, and I thought the back ones would have been dragged, but if you look at it, they're not. And in a minute I'm going to zoom in on them and slow it down, and you can see the axles revolving except for the one that's missing. So I think it was, as you can see, it's getting really slow. I think it was failing up this hill. So here's the front set of bogies, and you can see them spinning quite well. And in a minute we'll see the back ones. This is a lot slower, but you can see they are revolving, as I say, except for the one that's missing.
So everybody, here we are. I have my Hatton 66 back. Now, does it work? I don't know at the moment, but it looks okay. I took some photos of this before I sent it, and I've just taken some photos of just the sides because they're the bits that sort of change. I think it looks pretty much the same. I'll have to have a closer look at a bigger photo. But yeah, looks okay. Now, the only documentation in the parcel was my receipt for the £52 that I gave to them on the Tuesday when I was rung up by a very nice lady, explained what's what, and just said, you know, this is what we need, and that's made up of, I was quoted £30 plus the bits plus postage, so £40 for the repair and the bits, and a further £12 by DHL to deliver it to me. And I must say that I've now had 3 deliveries from different companies, the major amount probably being from DPD, the others from Royal Mail, and this is the first one I've had from them. So my preference is for DPD. You know exactly when it's coming within an hour. I've stayed in all day today. Well, I've stayed in all day until 1:30 when this was delivered, because I was told it was be delivered today by the end of the day. When's the end of the day? Don't know. I'm sure if you went in you might be able to find when that is, but DPD works for me, and if I ever have an option on who to deliver, that's who I choose. So that's my preference, obviously. So it came in the same box with the same bubble wrap, and that's it. So really the next bit to do really is to take it up on the layout and see if it runs. Now, what I have been told by the lady that's phoned me up on the Tuesday was that it is something that happens to the Hattons locomotives, and I believe it's something to do obviously with a drive shaft, and I think it might be one end that goes maybe into the bogie, because the one into the motor I believe is metal, and that should be fine, shouldn't it? So I believe that there is a fault that develops. So maybe it wasn't my little trip out to the patio that caused this to happen. It may be that it would have happened even up on the layout, we don't know. Obviously there are more inclines outside, so yeah, possibly, we'll see. So interestingly, this is my first repair that I've had to pay for in the whole 4 years I've been doing the model railway. The only other time I had sent off a locomotive for repair was the Hornby HST to Hornby, and that was repaired duly and returned and no problem, and that was good, and it's still running as you've seen. So the total cost for getting this repaired works out at £63, £52 from Olivia's Trains, and the £11 it took me to get it delivered to them by Royal Mail, who did a good job. You know, it was there Tuesday, and before the end of the day I got the phone call, and apparently it had been looked at and determined what was wrong. If I was told that they were going to take the wobble out of it, so that would be interesting, because there was a slight wobble from, you know, obviously Peter Dixon's wobble. And although I corrected it a little bit, I never got it completely out. So apparently that's been sorted. But overall, I'm very, very happy, and I would use Olivia's Trains again. And you know, it's another string to my bow, and I obviously do sell railway stuff, so it's all good as far as I'm concerned, and all it remains to do is to get this on the layout and see if it runs, isn't it? So we'll see how we get on. All right, everybody, so see you in a minute. So everyone, we are up in the loft with the Hatton 66 sitting on the middle track, I think. We just want to take a gasp of tea, because it's 3:10 and 3 o'clock's tea time, as we all know. Oh, lovely. So one advantage of today, which was really wet and horrible, is we had the sun out all day, and when I came up here it was a very comfortable 65. I noticed that the sun has now started to come out, but so far it's not raised it very much, so get this filmed before it gets really unbearable in here. So I've not run this, it's as it's come out the box. I can't run it on Railmaster. No, I don't run it on Railmaster anymore, do I? I run it on iTrains. I did turn iTrains on to set the points, because it's the easiest way to do it, but I've got to control it like I did the Hornby 66 with DigiKeys switchboard. So I've entered the number in of 5, and I'll put the lights on first. Let's see if the lights come on, shall we? And although you might not see them in this, yes they have, probably if you look at the top one. Okay, so I think we'll try going forward without any sound on and see what happens, shall we? Well, I think that looks good, doesn't it? It certainly wouldn't have done that before. When I did it downstairs, it wouldn't pull itself along at all. It just sat there with the wheels spinning. So that is good. So we've now got a good view of the layout from here. Not all of it, but a good view. And I'll just run it round a few times. Now, I don't know whether I need to run it in. I assume I don't, because the motor is as it was. And the drivetrain, does that need running in? I don't know. But let's run it round at a little bit of speed. So that is at 65 speed steps, so about half speed. It does take quite a while actually to get going, but that sounds very nice. and he's running lovely. So have a look down this straight and see if you can see any wobble. No, that seems to be very, very good. If your eyes are sharper than mine, please say. I will just pan in a bit. So no, that looks really good, doesn't it? So I suppose I better just try the sound, hadn't I? Interestingly, I was expecting a cold start there, but we didn't seem to get that, did we? Anyway, let's let her run around a bit and see the noise. I should just try it backwards, shouldn't I? Make sure it goes both ways. Seems in order, doesn't it? Pretty good. So, what next? So I want to give the Hatton 66 a test, but I didn't really want to go down and get a load of carriages and stock up here, only to have to take them back down again. So what do you reckon I've hitched up to the back of this 66? Let's bring it round and have a look. So here we come. You might have guessed already. Yes, it's the Royal Navy flask train, and this is a very heavy model, probably more heavy than those Acura scale wagons. So just give this a little run round and a bit of photography on it, and I think I'll be happy with this. Really good. So let's give her a toot the horn. And make our way. I think with that toot the whistle, I think all is well at the Hattons 66 camp. I'm happy. I've got my prize locomotive back, my only Hatton 66, and I'm really delighted. And as I said earlier in the video, I would use Olivia's trains again and probably maybe buy stuff from them. So we'll see how we go. So it's all good all the way round, everybody. So I'll put this out on the Wednesday because I'm sure you were interested in seeing if it came back in one piece. And on Friday, the long awaited and taken me a long time to do video. So watch out for that on Friday at my normal time of 7 o'clock. Bye everybody. Bye.